Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. We have already started to learn about the organometallic compounds. In that organometallic compounds, we have learned already effective atomic number, hapticity, the introduction part, and the aromaticity. Now the remaining part is the how to utilize that aromaticity calculation of thermal charge on organometallic compound. That another video I will prepare on that. Today we will start to learn about the catalysis. In that, what is catalysis? Why which is important? Why is called as the green catalysis? What is the scope of that in future? And current scenario of catalysis. I will try to cover all points. Better you can write down simultaneously and prepare your nice notes, okay, based on this presentation or based on this lecture. Okay, there will be asked some questions on that also. I have already given that type of question in the presentation. Okay, so we will start today the concept of the catalysis. See, the term catalysis is uh, in one say you can say this is catalysis is a help or is a helping hand uh, in the reactions. See here, uh, hope you know the what is reactant and what is the product. The starting material of any reaction is called as the reactant, and the end product is called as the product. ओके मीन्स ए पासून आपण बी पर्यंत जातो आणि त्या प्रोसेसला आपण रिॲक्शन असं म्हणतो. एचं कन्व्हर्जन बी मध्ये करतो आपण त्याला. त्यासाठी काही एनर्जी रिक्वायर लागते, त्यासाठी काही गरजेची गोष्ट असते. तर ही जी एनर्जी आहे या एचं कन्व्हर्जन बी मध्ये करण्यासाठी जर आपण कॅटॅलिसिसचा वापर न करता केला, ट्रेडिशनल मेथडने आपण केला, if we have used the traditional method to convert A into B, then it requires lot of energy. See here, this plot is prepared for the without using catalyst or uncatalyze the reaction. And if you add some catalysis in that reaction, there is a maximum possibility to convert A into B or reactant into product in small time. Okay, or minimum time, minimum energy it will require to convert reactant into product. So catalysis is help students or to reactants to convert into product. Like in your life, most probably postgraduate students' life, teachers are like mentors. So mentor will not study anymore. म्हणजे आम्हाला काही स्टडी करण्याची गरज नाही, म्हणजे शिकवण्यासाठी गरजेचे आहे, पण आम्हाला एक्झाम देण्यासाठी म्हणून गरजेचे नाही. ठीक आहे. तर आमचा रोल काय असतो, तर तुमच्यामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व्ह व्हायचं आणि तुम्हाला तुमच्या गोलपर्यंत म्हणजे नेऊन ठेवायचं. राईट. मग त्यामध्ये आम्ही इन्व्हॉल्व्ह होतो म्हणजे काय, आम्ही लगेच कॉलेजला चाललोय, आलोय किंवा अभ्यास करायला लागलोय, नोटबुक लिहायला लागलोय, असं असं कन्सेप्ट नाही. तुम्हाला हेल्प करणार प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये, तुमच्यात इन्व्हॉल्व्ह नाही होणार आणि तुमचं काम सोपं करणार. ठीक आहे. मिनिमम टाईममध्ये तुमचं काम सोपं करणं हे जसं मेंटरचा रोल आहे, टीचरचा रोल आहे, तसाच रोल हा रिॲक्टंट अँड प्रोडक्टमध्ये कॅटॅलिसिस आहे. ओके, सो यू कॅन कम्पेअर द कॅटॅलिसिस विथ युअर mentors. Okay, hope you understand well. Okay, so what is the practical feasibility? We will see one by one. See here, uh, this catalysis is also called as the green catalyst. Okay, why it's called as green? Hope you know the 12 postulates of green chemistry. Green chemistry means the same reaction you have to use with minimum efforts. There will not be a hazardous type of thing. See, here I have tried to inculcate as all 12 points in this manner. Okay, so energy required for that reaction is less. Okay, then the cost effectivity is also important. Means same reaction we have to carry it out without catalyst and with catalyst. Okay, so if you have used the catalyst, then your cost will also reduce. Then material including plant, whatever starting material you used to take, that should be taken in natural type of substances, or it should not be hazards like that. Okay. Then about the waste, mean many chemical reaction, there is a possibility to got an adduct or some waste type of product like HCl, like ammonia, like water, and so on. Okay, if water is there, then okay, but some acids are there, those who are side product of that reaction, then there is a problem. Okay, so that waste, minimum waste has to prepare in that reaction is called as the minimum waste. Okay, then the risk and hazards. In risk and hazards means many reaction you have to carry it out in maximum temperature. Okay, maximum means more than 200 degrees centigrade, 300, or more than that also. Even the duration is also long, for 20 hours reaction, 10-hour reaction, like that. Okay, so if you have used this catalyst, then there is a possibility to reduce that time as well. Okay, and the risk, you can reduce the temperature also. Okay, so that's why it's towards green. Uh, Understand? Such, if you have used catalyst, you are behaving with green type of reaction. Then what about the toxicity? See here, the next point is toxicity. Toxicity means many chemicals, or many not, almost all chemicals. Remember one thing: all chemicals are hazardous except water. Okay, then because water is also chemical, but we cannot say it because which is chemical. Okay, so except water, all chemicals are hazardous. Right, and we have to use, instead of other solvents or other, we can use maximum water in that. Okay, and there is possibility to carry out the same reaction in water, because water having the high polar compound. Okay, then what about the impact on the environment? If side product is not there, okay, or any waste we are not going to produce from that reaction, then obviously the positive impact on the environment. Otherwise, see, all industry, you can see, almost all industry, you can see that there is a chimney. Okay, and you can see all gases are coming out from that industry. Okay, and that all gases are hazardous to the environment. It pollute the environment. Okay, but if you have carried out the same reaction in green manner using some catalyst, then there is a possibility of very less gases will come out. Okay, and the same reaction will happen in the uh, using this catalyst. Okay, so these are the effective points, or you can say postulates of green chemistry. So using catalyst, you should reduce the energy, the use of stoichiometric reagents. Stoichiometry is another concept, whether if you have taken 100 gram of starting material, then you can able to produce again the 100 gram of the product. Okay, so like that. Okay, so that stoichiometry should be maintained in this green method. Then the byproducts, particularly if the catalyst is highly selective, just now I have mentioned the waste. So the waste will be very less in the byproducts also. Okay, and that byproduct is particular. Uh, what mean particular? Again, green type of byproduct will come out. Okay, which is used for the other purpose also, or not hazardous to the environment. Like nitrogen gas is coming out from that reaction. It's okay, because nitrogen, if even released in the environment, what's the problem? Nothing. Okay, so that type of reaction has to design, and it will help for the environment. Understand? So the catalytic reaction or catalysis is known as a green catalyst. Okay, because it obeys the postulates of green chemistry, and it help to the environment. And hope you can able to write it. Okay, so are there some disadvantages of catalysis? Yes. See here, the many catalysts are based on heavy metals. So many catalysts is having uh, heavy metals, may be toxic. They are toxic like chromium. Oxidation catalyst mentioned in lecture. Therefore, the following factors should also be considered when assessing a catalyst. Okay. The separation of catalyst residue from product. Okay. Even catalysis is not a part of that reaction, but we have to remove it from that reaction. Okay, so that reaction, that separation part is very tricky sometimes. Okay, so that is the disadvantage of that catalyst. Then the recycling of the catalyst. तुम्हाला माहिती आहे ना, म्हणजे आपण चहा पावडर बनवतो. चहा पावडर आपण खातो का? नाही खात. पण चहा पावडर मधलं एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट आपण काय करतो? काढून घेतो. आणि नंतर ते आपण म्हणजे गाळणीच्या साहित्याने आपण काय करतो? सोडतो ते. ठीक आहे. म्हणजे काय करतो ते कॅटलिस्ट, म्हणजे जरी आपण हे केलं तरी चहा पावडरचे पार्टिकल्स आपल्या चहामध्ये राहतातच. सेम तसं कॅटलिसिस आहे. राईट. म्हणजे कॅटलिसिस तुम्ही बाहेर काढण्याचा प्रयत्न जरी केला तरी देखील काय होणार आहे? सम पार्ट्स विल रिमेन इन दॅट. अंडरस्टँड? सेम वे रिसायकलिंग ऑफ द कॅटलिस्ट. Recycling of the catalyst means recycling means yes, uh, we can use the same catalyst twice, thrice like that. Okay, so many times what happen, same like chai powder. Okay, tea powder, we cannot use more than 2 times. Even second time is also not good. Okay, so because the strength of that tea powder is also important. Okay, actually that example is not correct in the catalysis, but you can imagine that if reaction from A to B we are converting, and some part of catalysis is there in that product, is very difficult. Okay, and the recycling is also the problem sometimes. Then the degradation of the catalyst, because uh, again the stability of that catalyst, and you will find some catalyst will remain in that product as such. Then the toxicity of the catalyst, just now we mentioned that there are some metals like chromium and mercury as well. Okay, so using that metal we are preparing the catalyst. Okay, but sometimes some residue will remain in ppm level, parts per million level. It will remain in that product, and it will be dangerous. Okay, so that toxicity is also the disadvantage of the catalyst. In general, it is greener to use catalysis than to not use them. जरी हे म्हणजे इतके डिसएडव्हान्टेजेस असले तरी देखील जनरली जर ओव्हरऑल जर आपण विचार केला तर कॅटॅलिसिस वापरणं हे जास्त इम्पॉर्टंट आहे देन न वापरण्यापेक्षा. राईट. ओके. We'll see one example. Hope you are familiar with this tablet, which is ibuprofen. Are you? Mm, okay. Uh, Many of you know that the ibuprofen is anti-inflammatory drugs, and it you will find it in any medical store. Okay, so this is the last. This is the COH having a type of structure of this ibuprofen. Okay, and this is the traditional way to prepare this ibuprofen. See here, this was the starting material with derivative of this benzene. We have to use the acetic anhydride in that using this Lewis base. Uh, okay, and you can prepare this acylation reaction. COCH3 will attach here. And here, see, the important part for us is this is the waste you will find in such conversion. Okay. Now what is that? This is ACOH means acetic acid. Then HCl means hydrochloric acid. And aluminum is the metal. Okay. So that will also come out as a waste from this type of conversion. Okay. So this is the first method. In second method, again we have to react with this ester, okay, chloroester, and you will find this type of epoxide. Okay, and in that this reaction also you will get the byproduct which is HCl, and HCl even is useful, many times is hazardous. Okay, so in second reaction also you will find some byproduct. In third reaction, okay, in third reaction also, uh, if there is a protonation and the opening of epoxide here, you will find here acetic acid as a byproduct in third reaction. Third step I can say, okay. The fourth step, it will react with this hydroxylamine, and you will get this type of amide oxime type of product. Okay, in that, yes, and that oxide it will convert into cyanide, and cyanide is known as very dangerous compound. Okay, and that cyanide again is converted into this acid. So there are almost 6 steps are involved, and you will find almost five, six type of different waste you will find. Okay, like hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, aluminum waste, and ammonia, and so on. Okay, and after 6 step, you will find your target molecule, which is ibuprofen. This is the actual chemistry. Okay, the our part is how to reduce this waste. Okay, and the scientist has started to think on it, and uh, they have achieved one successful path. See here, they can prepare now. Okay. The current scenario of this ibuprofen is this when this starting material is there, they can prepare in only 3 steps the ibuprofen. Okay, how they have prepared it? See, in first step, like last reaction or like this conventional method, the same reaction is here. Okay, and instead of other things, they have used with acetic anhydride HF, and surely HF is a catalyst. Okay, and this HF has uh, made very important role here for the acylation reaction. And then they have used this reduction reaction in presence of nickel. Nickel is metal, and this nickel catalyst they have used and prepared this alcohol. Okay, and then again this carbon monoxide uh, and the palladium as a catalyst. Okay, and they can easily prepare the ibuprofen. Okay, see they have reduced the step from 6 step to 3 step, and all 3 steps they have used the catalysis. Okay, and using this catalyst, the important is the waste. Only acetic acid is the waste now. Where is the ammonia? Where is the aluminum? Where is the other parts? So no waste here. Okay, so industry has decided to follow this path using this catalyst. Okay, and what about the yield of this reaction? And you can easily see that 99% conversion will be there with 96% of selectivity. Means whatever target molecule will there they have targeted, so they can achieve it very in precise manner. Okay, so this synthesis they have given name this or Hoyt synthesis or like this. Okay, um, Hoyt HOECHST Hoyt synthesis. Okay, and they are using it. Okay, so this example I thought this is very common, and ibuprofen is familiar to all of you, so I have taken this example. Okay, the next we will see some definitions. Obviously, pause the video and you can write down this all definitions. Okay, so homogeneous catalysis and heterogeneous catalysis, there are two types mainly, and the another which is biocatalysis or enzyme catalysis. Okay, so what is meant by homogeneous? So the when reaction will happen, okay, the reagents and catalyst are all in the same phase. Okay, suppose all are liquids, is called as the homogeneous. And maximum time what happens? Typically all are in solutions. Okay, but maximum time what happens? You have to use the reaction in heterogeneous catalysis. Means the reactant and product both are in liquid form, and you are adding some solid compound in that. Not compound, solid catalysis in there. So reagents are in a different phase from the catalyst. Understand? Usually the reagents are gases or liquids and are passed over a solid catalyst. So catalytic converters in car exhaust. And this is the example again. कारचं जे एक्झॉस्ट आहे त्यामध्ये कॅटॅलिटिक कन्व्हर्टर जो असतो जे गॅस बाहेर टाकतात तिथे, तर इट वॉज इन सॉलिड. Okay, so that catalysis is solid and the gas and the liquid reactant and products are. Okay, so same right. This is the perfect example for the heterogeneous catalysis and the biocatalysis. So using enzymes to catalyze the reaction. Actually, our body is a very good example of the biocatalysis. Okay, and alcohol is one of the catalysis, very important catalyst or very important solvent or enzyme for our body. Understand? I will not suggest anything, but this is the example. Okay, so write down all three type of the catalyst and the definition as well. Okay, better to write down one example each of the type. Okay, can I move further? Yes. See, what is the difference and between the heterogeneous and homogeneous catalysis? Okay, so I have tried to write down on both way. Both way means there are some positive point of heterogeneous catalysis and there are some positive point of homogeneous catalysis. Okay, so both I have tried to inculcate. This is not actually difference, but you can visualize it. Okay, heterogeneous catalysis, these are in already in separate phase. Okay, so phase is separate. It very easy to separate it. अंडरस्टँड? म्हणजे चहा पावडर आणि चहा पावडर जर लिक्विड असेल तर तुम्ही सेपरेट करू शकला असता. डिफिकल्ट टू सेपरेट. ओके, मग लिक्विड चहा पावडर टाकणं म्हणजे होमोजिनियस करूया आणि हेट्रोजिनियस रेडिली सेपरेट. अंडरस्टँड? देन रेडिली रिसायकल्ड और रिजनरेटेड. अर्थात सेपरेट केल्यानंतर रिसायकल करणं पण सोपं आहे. होमोजिनियस मध्ये डिफिकल्ट टू रिकवर. Then in heterogeneous, long lived. Okay, catalysis life, more time you can use it. Okay, many times they used to take the catalyst, they purchase it and they are used for the forever. Okay, there is process of activation also. Okay, we'll discuss on that also. Okay, but here in homogeneous catalysis, uh, life is very short. Okay, then the another important thing in heterogeneous is this catalyst is cheaply available, but homogeneous catalysts are expensive. So now in this four part, you always feel that no, heterogeneous catalysis is better than the homogeneous. But another part now, see, the rate of catalysis in heterogeneous, which is very low. Understand? So if reaction in using heterogeneous catalyst will happen in 2 hours, the same reaction in homogeneous catalysis in 2 minutes. Understand? So this is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous. So the rate is very high in homogeneous. What about sensitive to poisons? So which is not sensitive to poisons, but here robust to poison. Understand? Then actually we'll take some example and then we'll decide which is good, which is bad, or both are good actually. Okay, it's depend on the reaction, but at least as an exam point of view, we should know the means positive and negative point of this heterogeneous and homogeneous catalysis. Then the lower selectivity. Okay. Maximum time in chemistry, what happen? Two type of products you will find always. Okay. So there is very difficult to control that to prepare maximum amount of target molecule than our waste. Okay. So in homogeneous catalyst is possible to prepare the highly selective type of compound. Okay. Then high energy process, and then mild reaction condition also. In homogeneous, you can use mild means like low temperature, then short time, like that. So these are the mild condition. Understand? And here it required high energy, means maximum temperature, and in heterogeneous, right? Then poor mechanistic understanding. म्हणजे कशी रिएक्शन होते तेच कळत नाही, देवालाच माहीत म्हणतो आपण बऱ्याचदा. You will find some examples in science that the reaction is happen, but how is happening, what happening in molecular level, nobody knows. It takes to that come out that situation, means the mechanism part of that. It takes many times 70 years or 8 years or 10 years as well. Okay, even I have given that example of GS salt, the first organometallic compound, which is prepared in long back in 17th century, but the structure was not known. Okay, we have seen in our introduction lecture. Okay, so that mechanism was not known in heterogeneous part, but in homogeneous parts, yes, you can easily recognize this, which molecule is going where and what happening inside. Okay, so ultimate goal to combine the fast rates and high selectivities of homogeneous catalyst with the ease of recovery recycle of heterogeneous catalyst. Okay, so we have to combine the both properties and we can prepare the catalyst in precise. Okay, we'll see the next thing. So better write down in good form. So the what is heterogeneous catalysis, which we have already learned, but how it will react in the reaction. Okay, how it will behave, how it will help, and like that. Okay, so use in bulk chemical synthesis much more than in fine chemicals. Heterogeneous catalyst, which is cheaply available, just I have mentioned. So they are used in chemical industry and pharmaceuticals, which tend to use homogeneous catalyst. And homogeneous पण वापरतात पण इतकं नाही. So, how are the stages of this heterogeneous catalysis? The first step, which is diffusion of the substrate towards the surface. Just write down these seven, and I have prepared very nice presentation for that also. Okay, so you can easily understand the meaning of these all words. Then physioabsorption, this physical absorption via weak interaction. So that catalyst and that substrate will make a weak interaction each other. Okay, and van der Waals forces means very weak forces, but there is attachment, but there is no bond at all. Understand? So the surface attraction you can say, okay, or physical absorption is the perfect word for that. Then chemioabsorption. This is now the formation of bond. Okay, so formation of chemical bond between surface and the substrate, and then fourth one is the migration. Then now exchange of this one, the bound substrate to the active catalyst side, also known as surface diffusion. Okay, and then the reaction, actual reaction will happen. Then desorption of product from the surface, then diffusion. So what these seven steps are there? Just write down right now, and I will show you next slide the presentation of that, how it will react or how actually behaves in the reaction. See, this is the surface. Obviously, this surface having metal means this is the catalyst, this downside. Understand? You can see my pointer. Hopefully, yes. Okay. So this is the metal having the surface. Okay. So this is the surface. This AB is substrate. Okay. AB is substrate, and this CC is you can say another substrate. Okay. So ABC is the name of substrate, you can say. So what happen in first step? In diffusion step, it will be attract towards the surface. Okay, so all reactant will attract towards the surface. This is the stage first. Okay, understand very well. Then what happen in stage 2? There will be a van der Waals forces or attraction of here, physical absorption. So this will come towards the surface, and there is a bond between them, but this is not actually bond. This is van der Waals forces. Understand? So partial bond will be there. There will be attraction. In third step, yes, chemical absorption. So this substrate and this surface, they will combine together, or there will be a bond in between them. Okay, then now the surface diffusion. Okay, and so they are associated with each other, and there will be reaction now in fifth stage. Reaction, see here, now it was AB and then CC, then now C, B and C, they have convert each other, so there is reaction in between the substrate, and then there is a desorption. They will go out from the surface, and you will get the diffusion, means the product. Understand, which is target molecule, and your catalyst will remain as such. Understand? So these seven steps are very important in heterogeneous catalysis. Hope you understand well. I have tried, or I have given my best to explain this heterogeneous catalysis. Understand? We'll move for the homogeneous, or these are the some examples. Okay, of heterogeneous catalysis. I have also work on heterogeneous catalysis. Even my institute has patented our work. Okay, and that also, which catalyst we have used, I have given here. Okay, so industrial process use solid acid based catalysis, mainly found in petrochemicals production. In petrochemical मध्ये कशासाठी There are some methods which is dehydration, condensation, alkylation, or esterification. That type of reaction, to carry out this type of reactions, they are using. How much time now? Okay, I will explain this part and we will stop today. Okay. So this is the condensation and then alkylation, esterification, that type of reaction, and they are using it. And most are acid catalyzed processes. Okay. And then different catalysts employed. This I-30 and I-80, these are the codes which they are using for that type of reaction. 74 of these are zeolites. Okay, actually the zeolite is very important heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, or in short, which I have used is ZSM5, and maximum heterogeneous catalyst they are using ZSM5. See, this name is not familiar, but if I say you that ZSM5 म्हणजे आपले रांगोळे, right, is composite of silicon and aluminum and oxides. Okay, तर ही रांगोळीच आहे असं लक्षात ठेवा. अर्थात ते कशापासून, दगडांपासून बनवलेले असणार आहे. त्याचा कलर व्हाईट असणार आहे, त्याला पोर्स असणार आहेत. ठीक आहे, रांगोळीमध्ये तुम्ही पाणी कधी टाकून बघा किंवा सॉल्व्हंट टाकून बघा, ते असं पाणी ॲब्सॉर्ब करते कारण त्याला पोर्स असतात. ठीक आहे, तर म्हणजे आता डोळ्यासमोर तुमच्या येईल की ZSM5 म्हणजे काय आहे नक्की, किंवा हे कॅटलिस्ट म्हणजे काय, तर अशी रांगोळीची पावडर आहे असं लक्षात ठेवा. म्हणजे तेच आहे कंटेंट, फक्त ते प्रिसाइज मॅनर मध्ये बनवलेलं असतं. ठीक आहे, अगदीच ते क्रश केली दगड आणि ते बनलं असं नाही. ठीक आहे, तर त्याचं एक ठराविक साईज आहे, शेप आहे, राईट. पण कंपोजिट म्हणजे कंपोजिशन जर त्याचा विचार केला तर रांगोळी आहे असं लक्षात ठेवायला काही हरकत नाही. And there are some other type of group is also there, which is oxides of aluminum, silicon, titanium and zirconium. Okay, so we will see in detail also. I have given this silicon containing zeolites. Okay, this is the chemistry of that one, how it looks and so on. We'll see better on next lecture. Okay, I will revise something about heterogeneous, and I have given here some very nice examples which we have used for our research purpose as also, and the industrial purpose very important. These catalysts are there. Okay, so we will see the remaining part in next lecture. Thank you, students.